I don't think I'm going to take vacation again. Every time I take vacation, I come back, I purposely ignore the news, and I come back and it's a shit show. I went to Moab. It was wonderful. I was in a great mood. Didn't listen to no news. Hung out with some misfits and goofballs, and we hiked and we looked at canyons and ate at small little towns in Utah because you couldn't eat in Colorado across the border because the virus had everything shut down. Meanwhile, I don't think Utah is in flames. I think everything's fine now. And I come back and then there's rioting. Like literally when I flew, drove back to Vegas, hopped out of plane. Oh, there's riots. Oh, okay. And I went out to South Dakota, went out west, rode my motorcycle, which is at minimum a 9-hour endeavor. That's if you're doing it good. Cars have a longer range. You're more comfortable. You can sit in a car. You can drive with one hand. You can drive with the other hand. You drive with your feet. You can put on cruise control. Motorcycles aren't like that. And the range on motorcycles, depending on your crosswind, can vary greatly. And so I made record time. I got to Rapid City in under 9 hours, only refueled technically 3.5 times, but I stopped 4 times. Quickly getting fuel and hopping back on, and back was killing me. My ass was killing me. And but no communication for 9 hours and no internet reception. If any of you have driven across any of the Plains states, even though they say, "Oh yeah, we have nationwide reception." No, you don't, T-Mobile. No, you don't. You really don't. Which is fine. I didn't want to talk to people in Chamberlain, South Dakota on my phone. I wanted to because you got to get there because, as Bill Cosby said, the monsters come out. Okay, but you know what comes out at dusk? The deer, and they might as well be fucking monsters. Because deer and motorcycles don't mix. So, hey, Aaron, what's it like going to South Dakota? Aaron, what's it like going away from South Dakota? Turn around. Just straight. Look at it. Just look at the just straight. Highway 90 straight across. It is most boring drive ever. Most boring. I think maybe Saskatchewan was more boring. Maybe Nebraska going to Denver is a little bit more boring, but it's that same geographic formation. Stretching like an old man. Oh, cops, are you all right? Yes, just stretching. See ya. So I'm in South Dakota, not even paying attention. Somebody would say, I took Facebook off my phone. I haven't done Facebook in probably 10 days. I keep the Messenger. Twitter, I kind of post a thing here or there. That's about it. I'll let you guys know when we're going to do the broadcast. And it was a work holiday, a work vacation, which there's no such thing as a work. You're just working. You're interrupting. You're ruining your vacation. What I found out, you can't do both. It's like having a fighter transport. Just doesn't work. A bomber fighter does not work. Nope. And all you're doing is like, I'd like to go do these adventures and hikes, and I have 100% vacation and pleasure. And then oh no, wait, we got to get back and pick siding. Got to pick flooring. Just interrupts the brainwave patterns. And I got nowhere near the amount of, I didn't even get to shoot my guns. I didn't even get to go hunt fossils. I didn't get to go hunt agates. I did get a couple hikes in, more exploratory. 2 hikes failed. Like, well, how does a hike fail, Captain? Well, if you haven't done the hike before, you look on the map. Keep in mind, this is the internet now. Back in the day, you had to get like a hiking book, and I still have my old hiking book from the Black Hills and the mountains, and okay. And you have following, turn right by Uncle Frank's barn, turn left at the big oak tree, not the sort of big oak tree, the really big oak tree. So wave hi to Thelma. She's there. And you're like, and then there's the trailhead. And you're like, what trailhead? And hidden behind the bush because the Forest Service doesn't clear this out. There's the sign for the trailhead. So you go on the internet and People think like, oh, just go for a hike. No, you have to spend at least an hour researching shit on the internet. Find out where it is. Ideally, get a Google satellite image of it so you see like the dirt parking lot, because there's not really a paved parking lot. Oh, there's the trailhead. I see it. And then, like all trails. Oh, Summit Post. You guys are horrible with your directions. It's an 8-mile hike. It's a 10-mile hike. It's a 1,000-foot gain. It's a 1,200-foot. Nobody knows. So you go in prepared. Like, oh, okay, maybe I'm being really tired. Maybe this would be an easy one. So the failed hikes is when you do all your research. You're spending an hour. Because fun is work, right? Fun should be work. There's a area called Bethlehem, South Dakota. And next to it is the Centennial Trail, which runs the entire length of the Black Hills. And the trailhead at that particular spot was called the Elk Creek Trailhead. Now, I talked about this in a video I'm going to be uploading to Patreon pretty soon. If you're a Patreon member, you get access to the road trip podcast where I record while I'm hiking or road tripping. It's very poor audio quality, but it's something. And Mary Jo's pinups, of course, that's why you guys all tune in. So I went to Bethlehem, South Dakota, and I thought it was an old abandoned mining town. There's a town. You look up Bethlehem, South Dakota, right there. There's a dot. Okay. You see a road. There's a road that says Bethlehem Road. I'm like, must have been something. This is very common out west, and not just South Dakota, but other places as well. Like there'd be the vein of ore ran out, the copper ran out, the gold ran out. And so you'll find a lot of ghost towns out west. And by ghost town, I don't mean the touristy ones. Hey, come to the ghost town. Oh, Rhyolite. Oh. Which is a pretty cool ghost town, actually. I'm talking where like a fire came in, wiped it out, and all they got left is the concrete slabs they put in. Or there's we're talking camps really more than ghost towns. Like there was a camp where not the panhandlers, those are Democrats and professors. The gold panners, panning for gold. They go and they get to this corner on the stream and they pan it all out of gold. And so there might be a couple cabins or they're dilapidated cabins. So I was like, oh, this is going to be safe. And I had gotten a metal detector. So Cappy was going to find the lost gold of the Sierra Madre. And the first failed hike, navigated my way on a dirt road to Bethlehem, South Dakota. There it is. And it's all private property. Trespassers will be shot. Like, I guess I'm not going there. There could be an abandoned old ghost town there. I don't know. I'm not going to find all the gold eagles and the silver eagles and all the treasure that the cowboys dropped out, or probably some bottle caps or whatever. So I was kind of like sitting there with my brand new metal detector. I'm like, put it back in the car. My car just wanted to disassemble it. Driving sadly away. Oh, no adventure for Cappy. And just down the road, which can be quite some time because roads are dirt and bouldery and you got to drive really slow with a small car. Now I know why four-wheelers and now if you ever see those commercials and advertisements for Jeeps, like, where are those people? Where is it? Well, go out west. That's where they are. These razors, those off-road. Oh, now I know why. I didn't know why before. Now I know why. I'm like, oh, that's why they have these. Okay. These are the people who use them. So I go to the Elk Creek Trailhead. I'm like, okay, here. Now I'm going to get a hike. Oh, Cappy's going to get up. Put on my headphone. Got to tune up better. Bachelor converted to MP3. Tune in to Jack Napier. Rule 0. Okay, here we go. Start walking. Trail's this wide. Now, this is the Centennial Trail to celebrate 100 years of Black Hillsness. I don't know. It was a celebration of 100 years of something. So it was formed in 1989, so this celebrated something in 1889. I don't know what it was celebrating. Something about it was 100 years celebration from 1889 to 1989, and they put together the Centennial Trail. All they did was connect a bunch of trails that already existed, dedicated. This is the Centennial Trail. Centennial Trail, the Carlson School of Management. When it has "the" in front of it, you know it's big shit. I'm not un chaparrito. I am el chaparrito. Hat tip to our buddy Atham. All right, so it's like you got a title. This trail has a title. The Centennial, this fucking wide, like this little thing of dirt. Now there's shrub. Now that's still a trail. Okay, I've seen worse trails. Sometimes there's a trail, and then you read through all trails or summitpost.org or .com, and they admit, they say, okay, the trail goes up here, but then everyone kind of takes their own path to get to the top. Some scramble, some go up on the ridge. The descriptions are also always horrible. Like, you'll come to a ridge, there'll be a spot of trees to your right. I'm like, there's no fucking, what are you talking about? So you bushwhack it. Bushwhacking is official hiking terminology for you just go off the trail and make your way, which oftentimes is the quickest. You're like, there's the peak. I'm climbing up it. We prefer you go left and then hook a right like a football play. And so this is a trail. You can still see the trail, but it's summertime, springtime. And the state tree is poison ivy in South Dakota. And on both sides, you got to walk a tightrope because there's all poison ivy. I didn't bring pants. I brought shorts. I'm pulling up my socks like it's the 1980s and I'm a runner. Should have just had those 3 bands across the top for those of you who remember that long ago. And I'm just like, and you're not even looking at the forest. You're not enjoying the hike. You're not. And I got a mile in, made it to Elk Creek. I'm like, this isn't fun. And I'm trying because I gotta go to the doctor at the end of the month, make sure that spot on my liver was just the spot on the liver that I was born with and everything's fine. Got to check my cholesterol. And so the GF looked up all this documentation about less stress causing less cholesterol. It's the main reason I got to go and get my cholesterol checked. You can't diet. It's just so, especially if you're traveling around. Dude, the restaurants on the side of the interstate in Utah do not have carbless, keto, veggies. No, you just don't have it. They don't have it. You're driving through Murdo. Do you want burgers? They got burgers. What do you want for that? Let me guess what my vegetable side option is. Fries. Yeah. Any broccoli by chance? Any chicken? We got fried chicken. Okay, never mind. Guess I got to eat something. I forget where I was going with this. Oh, so it's not enjoyable. And I'm like, okay, I'm turning around because I don't want to ruin. Poison ivy will ruin a week and a half. It just lingers. It lingers like unnecessary liberal arts classes that have nothing to do with your degree. So I tightrope walk back. Oh, and that's how I was going to talk about this. So I'm trying to calm down, trying to relax, and I wasn't enjoying it. Now, Cappy, like if I'm not enjoying it, I stop doing it. And I stay in bed a little bit longer. I take time off. I don't go. I sit and rest. This morning, I sat out on my patio. Just trying. I believe there's a God. I believe because normal statistical chance will not have all this bullshit happen to an individual. You know God exists because he keeps fucking with you. Every day there's a little fucking thing that goes wrong. Every fucking day. Where it's like, there can't be. I remember, and don't say, Aaron, that's just like, no. There was a time where you could get like a full week of nothing going wrong. Now there's always something. So I go and I'm like, I'm going to sit and relax and take it easy. And there's my truck. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go check the mail. That's why we start at 9:30. I got to go check the mail. So I hop in my truck. I'm like, why is my rear view mirror dangling down below? And apparently it had been so hot and humid that the little nub on your windshield had melted off or disengaged and fell off. And I'm like, God, I hate you guys. He exists. He does. Because Cappy I was just going to wake up, go get the mail, have my coffee, just relax, and welcome you guys with happy, hey, Cappy's back again. Guess who's back? Tell a friend. No, now I got to go to the fucking auto store, Some dopey guy. Hey, you got the thing for the little rear view mirror? Oh, we don't have that. What do you mean you don't have that? Do you have an epoxy? Oh, epoxy. Yeah, we got that. I'm like, already. Scrape this off. Do that. Do this. Da, da, da. So I'm trying to get the little metal tab for those of you who buy used cars. This happens for you elitists who, are just rich and you buy cars new. This never happens to you. But, oh my goodness, the car has 10,000 miles and my lease is up. Get a new one. I want a 2020. Are 2022s out yet? That always confused me. I'm like, it's 1997. The 98 models are out. It's not 1998. How did it already get out? It's September. What are you doing? Oh my God, I gotta get the 98 Grand Prix, the G6. I don't know why I sounded, maybe Jews like G6. Oh my goodness. Herschel, did you see the new G6? Got a lot of space, a lot of leg room. Yeah, it's very comfortable. All right. So, I get it. And something as simple as this. The little thumb thing, the little piece of metal should shove right out of the rear view mirror because it's dangling, it's hanging because it's got a wire so the lights are on it. That little thing, and it's stuck. I'm like, fucking break up my toolbox trying to get it out. No, it's the epoxy glue to the thing. No, I got to go to the internet. And say, oh, there's a spring. Get a small little thing in a spring. I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, this isn't the same. No, and then I look below. There's an Allen screw. Some engineering fuck, instead of just a clip or just letting it hang by gravity, they said, we need to screw this fucker in case, I don't know, I'm in a tornado and the truck is flipped upside down. Hey, at least the rear view mirror stayed on. I'm unscrewing it. Thing falls right off. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You spent... Instead of just click or press, you put a screw in there. So I get it out. Now I get the epoxy out. I'm like, okay. So I take some alcohol, some solvent. Now I can still see it. I'm like, all right, we're going to do this Clary style. So I take my pumice stone that I got, and I'm just trying to scratch it off. It's not coming off. Scratch it. It's like not, and there's like this little white. What is that? It's some plastic thing. I pull off of it. I just pull it right off. I'm like, what is this? Was this the factory or was this their idea? Now I have metal. It's clean metal. Alcohol solvent again. Read through the instrument. Put the plaque. Take the razor. Because everyone just has a razor handy. I don't know. Emo kids, do you have a razor handy? Remember, a long ways, not across. All right. Otherwise, it's a cry for help. And you're just whoring for attention. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't have to put it. That's where the old epoxy was. I'll just put it right below because that's what cheap guys like me do. I don't have a risk. I'm cleaning off right below it. Okay, put on the original solvent number 1. All right, there we now put that on the thing. Okay. Now don't let it sit for a minute. All right. Looking at it, tickety-tock, 9:30. That's when Coronachan starts. Will Cappy make it? Tune in next time for Super Cappy Friends. Okay. Put 1 drop of epoxy. 1. Don't smear with your finger because now your finger got oil. So I'm like, all right. So I put it at the very top, knowing gravity will pull it down. I kind of like moving it so it's equally applied. All right, there we go. And you have to hold it for 1 minute. I'm holding it. And I held it for 2 because you know how it's going to go. Because God is he's fucking with you. Because if you let go at 6, the humidity. Oh, the sun. Oh, look how pissed off Aaron is now. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, God. Not today. Not today. We're going 2 full fucking minutes. And so and then I looked at it like, okay, I got time to get back. See, I'm not supposed to let that bother me because that gets you angry and that drives your blood pressure up. And then you get cortisol and somehow that increases cholesterol. It's like, I really want you to relax. Okay, do what I say all the time. Women are so wonderful. How can I help? Do what I fucking say all the fucking time without question. Be thin, be hot, be nice, and just be supportive. Let's see if that lowers cortisol. Oh, I gotta do a study. I honest to God, skinny wives save lives. I gotta do the study. I gotta pull it out. Gotta do the research because that won't get published. That will not make it into the Journal of Sociological blah 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 peer-reviewed. Non-doctorate Aaron Clary, self-proclaimed economist, did a study. Oh, you mean like all my other studies about a housing bubble and a dot-com bubble and stock prices and everything? But since I don't have a doctorate, it doesn't count, right? This computer Smith says his methodologies were blah, 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 blah. I wonder why Hugh Hefner made it so long. What do you think, guy? Think there's correlation? So gotta calm down. And so hiking, poison ivy, not enjoying it. Gonna calm down. Turn around, walk back. And that's still good because now you know not to hike those. Not all. You don't bat 1,000 with trails. You don't bat 1,000 with trails. Some are a wash, and that's exploratory. That's what happens. Usually you're new to an area, find out this hike. That's not worth it. That's what we did in Moab. I think we did bat 1,000. Like every hike was great. Every hike was really cool. So I gotta calm down. Gotta relax. Not paying attention to news. Working, doing other things, work vacation. Chilled out in Deadwood. It was wonderful. Wonderful. That was good for the blood pressure, cortisol, or whatever evil chemicals are being self-produced by my body that are going to kill me off inevitably. Saw DT, got to hang out with DT. That was good. We did a podcast yesterday. You can find him at blackbrigade.org. He might be podcasting right now. He always podcasts in the morning. And crashed my last night with DT. Had one last day in the Black Hills, not at a hotel. That one last day, I ended up hiking. I ended up working out on top of it. Got to watch storm clouds roll in over at DT's place down in the south. And what else? Oh, and then I just I was going to go to the cigar lounge and do work and finish my presentation. And then once I sat down after hiking, it was a 6-mile hike, which isn't terribly long, but when you consider, I think it was a 1,000-foot gain. I went up, you had to go up a mountain. And then I'm like, I want to do this. And then the spirit was willing, but the body got really weak after I sat down. I'm like, whoa, I think I'm going to sit and watch those thunderclouds, flash lightning. Yeah. And I went to bed before the DT clan went to bed. Oh. And I wake up, had to start early. Because remember, the monsters come out at dusk. And dusk, depending on where you are, what latitude, for the Twin Cities, about 6:30, 7. So I had to wake up real early to get a motorcycle. And I had a headwind. And I was getting 125 miles again, a tank. And I'm especially now, I've become very astute at paying attention to mile marker signs. I know what towns are next. Can I make it to the Dakotas and those plain states are that sparsely populated? You better pay attention. So I'm like, I got at least 20 miles left on my main tank and maybe 15, 20 left on my reserve. And all of a sudden, I like lose all my power. I'm like, what? And I switch to the reserve. I'm like, am I already out of the main? I'm looking at my next mile mark. I'm like, I'm at 90 miles. I should have 125. What the hell? Crosswind. Took out like 20, 25 miles per gallon or per tank. I'm like, well, that's important math to know. And thank God there was a Sinclair station. And I'm like, oh, this is going to throw me off. I got to haul ass now. Now you can't rest. You can't get food. And so just gas, gas. like pulled over. And see, this is where you just got to eat what you have. And I'm like, there's restaurants. I was going to sit down at this restaurant, and it was $14 for a chicken sandwich. I'm like, no. The $14 could get me all the way home now. No, I'm not paying $14 for your fucking sandwich. So I stopped at a gas station, went in, got the Piccadilly pizza. You guys got that? Anyway, I don't know. That's I've seen it pretty universal. I've seen that all the way out in Vegas. I've seen it all the way here in the Twin Cities. I think I've even seen it in Wisconsin. Just this gas station pizza. It's good. I'm sure it's absolutely horrible for you, but it's there, and it was $2.50. Gargle, 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 gargle. Finally get back home. I think I got home at like 6:40 before the monsters came out. And that last gauntlet, because once you get into the trees, see, South Dakota, they don't got a lot of trees. You can see the deer. Minnesota trees right up to the interstate. Like, oh shit. I feel like Luke Skywalker flying through the approach. Bwap, 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 bwap. Just like looking for deer. And made it, no deer. And so now I have to calm down. I have to relax. So I did. I went to my cigar lounge in the Twin Cities. Not in the Twin Cities. You don't go to the Twin Cities. You go to the suburbs where you don't get pillaged and raped, where your car won't be broken into, where people are generally civil towards one another. Although I've always had that policy ever since I moved out. Ever since the fine citizens of Minneapolis decided to vote upon themselves a 400% increase on their property taxes in 7 years, I have made it my purpose and point to give the Twin Cities as little business as possible. So I'd only give money. I would only shop at Sebastian Joe's Ice Cream, Jack's Cafe. But if it could be gas, could be dinner, nope, to the burbs. I'm not even a big fan of the burbs. You know, there were some good restaurants. There are some good. Psycho Susie's is a great restaurant. Danger Betty, same owner. Great businesswoman, by the way. That gal's sharp. If you need to do something in the Twin Cities. But it's like, nope. Nope. You people keep voting to take all my money. You keep voting. You destroy your own. No, not going there. No. Not to mention, I had a couple cars broken into. Some dick in St. Paul pushed my motorcycle over, and then they knew what they were doing. They tightened and loosened my brakes, which is actually quite dangerous because also my brakes weren't working. I really had to press down. The clutch was way too quick. Almost killed it. And that's like, yeah, you know what? You guys are a bunch of dicks. No. I don't care what you say, what you virtue say. No, city people, pretty much dicks. You're a bunch of fucking assholes. I don't even know why. I didn't do anything on my... I didn't like cut anybody off. No one gave me the finger. But I just like, what fucking asshole does that? And boring as the burbs are, cars never been broken into. No one's fucked with my motorcycles. I'm not panhandle that. And so I went to the cigar lounge. We chilled out. Just chilled out. Got insulted by the guys. That was kind of the funny thing. It's like coming back, you're just doing this. It's a physically, I wouldn't say taxing, but demanding thing to ride 9 hours. 9.5 yesterday with the crosswinds and all the extra gas stops. And like you go on this adventure, and there was that time standstill thing for everybody else while you went on this, adventure. It was vacation, whatever. And like you expect this homecoming, like you've sailed across the Atlantic. You're like, I have made it back now. Ha ha, welcome. And the GF understood. You're like, oh, hi, I like it, babe. But then you get, I came back. Oh, hey, yeah, whatever. Like, it was. I did the math. I calculated how far I could make it. Yeah, I made it to Mitchell on reserve. Yeah, I would have made it to the next. That's pretty good efficient use, don't you think? This adventure I had. And then I test the poison ivy on the Elk Creek Trailhead. No one. Bueller. Oh, never mind. Yeah, how about those twins that aren't playing? Oh, what are people going to do without their sports ball? So Cappy's back. Let's get some super chats in here because you guys have already been on. Romar Jamblaos Ignacio, is that was it? Cappy ties. Thank you, Romar. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. There. Let's get scrolling on. Cynic in Chief is in the house. You know what it is, Cynic in Chief. Troy Kostelecki. Morning, Cappy. Morning, Troy. How you kids doing? Arcady, our good agent out west, agent in the field. Arcady for $10. How do you feel about them counting probable cases as actual COVID positive cases? You're asking the wrong. I was. To finish off my story, I come back and Al Mullen, who's kicked off of YouTube. Facebook is now getting boycotted. What happened? Can I go on vacation and the world not go to shit? Can I just... And you're wondering, I'm going to stay off the news. I'm not on Facebook. I got the messenger thing. Every great once in a while. And I was just like, it's so much nicer not having Facebook. It's just so much nicer. And I think to calm down, because I have to. Before I go into the doctor, I really got to make a good effort. I'm just not paying attention to the news anymore. I'm just not. How do you feel about them counting probable cases as actual COVID positive cases to justify a fake spike in cases? Well, I think it's wrong and unethical and evil. If this is true, this is the new standard per the CDC. And how long will this tyranny go on for? It'll go on. I thought they were joking. To give a plug out to Turd Flinging Monkey, a dirty vice I enjoy listening to, even though I disagree with him on several things. He says this is going to go on until the election. I'm like, this is the... You know what? It could. It absolutely could. I'm like, that. No politician would be that stupid to continue doing this to their people. And inevitably, I like to keep things simple because I don't get into conspiracy or overcomplicated political analysis because most politicians are not that smart. We're talking your 110 to 115 IQ. So they're not that crafty. It's not that complex. Inevitably, whether you're a Republican or Democrat or independent, doesn't matter. You'd say, dude, this is enough. We're going to have to take our chances with this because we are causing way more damage. The solution or the cure is worse than the disease. This is really like one of those old-timey commercials for Zergurgle fluff. Oh, do you suffer from bad gallstones and you're an old dude? Do you have the gout? That's an old man disease, the gout. See, it's got a the. See, it's serious if you got the gout. The regular gout. He's got the gout. Oh, did he go to the Carlson School of Management? Gurgleplex. Have you got gout? Oh, 1 in 10 men. Side effects include, amputation, blindness, deafness, shriveled penis. And you're like, whoa, hang on. And I think inevitably people would say, look, we're just going to take our chances, or we're going to modify, like old people, frail people, please stay indoors. Because what? It's coming up on 3 months now, right? 3 months. South Dakota was open. It was very open. And I think the governor, I don't know for sure, but because you could go anywhere, but it was up to the individual stores and business owners to do what they wanted. Some required, a mask like Menards. Okay. It's private. You do what you want. All right. That's fine. Do what you want. Some employees are wearing masks. Others aren't. I think that's the way to do it. And even though I believe there is a disease, I think my chances of getting it, or I could get it, my chances of getting it are actually quite high. Me dying from it or suffering from it, very low. So I don't care. I really don't. But out of respect for other people, if they're frail or their systems are compromised, or old people, I kind of give them a wide berth. If I need something, they want a mask. Okay, I'll put a mask on. All right, that's fine. But I don't know. The tyranny is going to be state by state. And a lot of it's self-forced. People want to walk around with masks all the time, even though they got the all clear. Fine, go ahead. This is what I'm trying to avoid, Arcady. And all of you should do this too. Everyone should just take like a week off from news. A week off from news and a week off from social media, except for the Clary podcast, the Older Brother podcast, and Good Morning Coronachan. And you should all go buy my books, Curse of the High IQ, How Not to Become a Millennial, Bachelor Pad Economics, and I don't want to pull up any more books. Just chill out. Just chill out, man. Just chill out. I'm doing that. I came back and like now Mullen, who's off YouTube, which is hilarious because he's a white supremacist. That anybody who has listened to Mullen, unless he said some things more recently and different, anyone who has consumed a good sampling of Stefan Mullen knows he's not a white supremacist. Richard Spencer, on the other hand, but it's just proof. And guys, you know what? Whether it's BitChute or DLive, I'm just going to keep on going until the YouTubes or the Googles or the Twitters decide, oh, nope, that's it. And then we're like, oh, they won't have YouTube. Soon no one's going to have YouTube. The next article I got pulled up was the left is attacking Facebook. With this psychopathy, with this insanity, and it is among the left. I thought they'd wait till they wiped out right-wing, conservative, simply non-leftist. I wait till they wipe out the last non-leftist. And then they go after their own. Now, they're going after anyone. These guys are feral. They're zombies. They'll eat their own. They're like lampreys. The lampreys will attack each other if they think they can get some blood out of it. And soon these platforms, they're not platforms. These clubs are not going to be able to exist because they keep kicking other people out. Because it is a mental illness. They are being driven by whatever this hierarchy, I guess, is. Because if you're a leftist, you're not going to work. You're not going to produce something. You're not going to look at your accomplishments. You're going to derive value by being a better person than the other person, according to your fucked up. It's not even socialism, although it certainly plays this victimhood identity politics, I guess, is the best way. It's basically who's the best virtue signaler, who's the best Pharisee in the temple bragging about how great they are and how good of a Christian they are. Jew back in the olden days. That was before Christianity. And so there's going to be nobody left. You know, and for once I'm somewhat optimistic, like go ahead. People are still, look, it's too late. Because the platform was open, people rose to prominence. People got their followers, people got their congregations, whether you agree with them or not. Okay. There's leftists I don't agree with, but they got their and they'll go somewhere else. Shit, Lycus took a 10-year vacation, or at least a 5-year. He came back. People are listening to him. By the way, Lycus is back. Terrence Popp, he's over on BitChute and DLive. I'll probably go to whatever platform it is. I don't know. I have other shit to do. And if this were to go away, I have other projects. I'm trying to get to Operation Evil. This would just make me get to Operation Evil a lot quicker. So anyway, I know that it had nothing to do with your question. How long is it? The tyranny will go on as long as the individual people choose to, and it's self-inflicted tyranny. These people are miserable. They're putting their own muzzles on. They're feeling their own guilt for whatever sins their great ancestors did or probably didn't do, because most of the immigrants came in the 1910s, 1890s. I don't. The tyranny is the mental illness most people in this country have via guilt or this, not fervent, what's the word? I'm overzealous, this cultist, this insane, this extreme dedication to this mental illness in the form of this warped, fucked up religion or political cause. They're their own. Well, what does it say? There are no bars. You just got to walk out, but they're their own prisoner, I guess. And making exceptions again for the old and the frail, and then kids who have compromised immune. So I get that. But the other people, like, oh my God, the safety bunnies. The asshole at the gun range want to go to the gun range like, I saw that you carried your case over to the firing and then you took your gun out. I'm like, maybe you should go play on the far end of the gun range. Maybe you should go down there and, hey, go pick up some bullets. Go down there and pick up some bullets. Those people they're in their own world of hell. So I don't know, government sanctioned, it'll be released based on state and pretty much along the line of Republican versus Democrat. Some Democrats might be a little bit more libertine. Some Republicans might be a little bit more controlling. But I don't care. I don't care. Adriano Ramos, our agent in Perth. How is your Irish temper cat? It's not Irish. It turns out I have no Irish blood in me. It's Scandinavian. Somebody came in and raped a whole lot of Irish gals. And now it's Scandinavian blood, which I guess is more common than you think. Because the Vikings from 808, dude, they went all over the place. They were down in Constantinople. They were, did they make it to Italy? I think, or whatever it was called back then. You guys be surprised. I know most Scandinavians today are pussies, but 1,000 years ago, 1,200 years ago, they were not. They were rape and pillage. It's good. It's good. It's just that damn rear view mirror thing. And I got to worry, like when I put the thing on, is it just going to go thump? God exists. There's more proof. Kevin McComber, our resident socialist. I kind of actually miss Kevin. I don't know about you, but I kind of miss Kevin, our resident socialist. Steph Molyneux, bad from YouTube. Yeah, I know. FDS still not banned. What's FDS? I don't know what FDS is. Daniel Jermaine. Oh, hey, Dan. How you doing? Say hi to the family for me. I don't want to say much more about Dan, but I just want to say hi to the family. We're good friends. Super sticker. Oh, shit, he did the super sticker. Dan, I don't get those. It doesn't show up on my Streamlabs. Probably something fun or nice. And that is for 4 Swiss francs, I believe. Himanshu Aundi for 100 rupees, Indian rupees. Your pick for the top used car model to buy in the 5. Oh, dude, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't go by car, I go by price and mileage. That's what I do. I really like the Kia Rio. I really liked it. It was reliable. It got me to where I was going to go. I like Kias. And thankfully, those are kind of so in general, but I've never driven the Elantra. They're coming out with some nicer, higher end ones. But honestly, what I've done, I used to go to Fast Fred, but I think Fast Fred passed away. He was over in Wisconsin. And I got a line with Fast Fred, and he set me up with some piece of junk used cars. But Fast Fred has passed away, I believe. And so now with the internet, what I do is I go on like Auto Trader or whatever. I set the range to like 500 miles, $5,000 lower, 50,000 miles or lower. And well, in your case, 5 to 10,000. Yeah, use the internet, man. And then get the Carfax report. But I've had pretty good luck. And then the other thing you can do, it depends on how ghetto-y you want to be. The last car I got was a salvage car. I went to, we got a place called Eastside Auto here in the Twin Cities. And those guys specialize in insurance payouts. So there's a rollover, hail damage, whatever. It's been totaled up by the insurance company. The engine's fine. Maybe it's got a dent. Maybe it's got something else. Mine has hail damage. And I picked that up. $5,000 and it had 40,000 miles. It's a lot of money for me to spend on a car. But yeah, so that's what I would do. 5 to 10, you'll get something really good. You'll get something like relatively new, very low mileage. But yeah, man, be a chooser. Go set your range, especially include some southern states because of the lack of rust and lack of salt on the roads. You should be able to find. Wait, if you're donating in rupees, though, are you coming to the United States? I don't know if it's going to work in India. If you're still in India, I don't know how cars work over there. Don't they have those little putt-putts, the little 3-wheel thing you use it to haul chickens or whatever? But yeah, if you come to the United States, Auto Trader, Car Soup I didn't have too much success with, but Auto Trader's all right. John Flynn for $5. Is the Hawaiian shirt meaningful like your Alabama hat? No. It was a cheap shirt the GF got me. Okay. Let me explain something. I will explain women to you. I'm glad John asked this question. This is very important. Let your women choose your clothes for you. Let your women dress you. Now, I know right now, the Rich Coopers of the world and the Rollo Tomasis and all you alpha dudes, oh, no. Oh, especially Piggott. Piggott totally disagrees. Adam Piggott, pushingrubberdownhill.com. Look, if you have a significant other, if you care about her, you're not out trying to scam for other chicks, okay? And it's too tiring anyway on top of it. So what do you care that you look like? All right. So logically deducing, the only reason you should dress up, aside from not getting arrested because you could walk around naked if you wanted to, is to make your girlfriend or significant other happy. And so if I've learned this by trial and error, it's like we'll be driving around and I'm like, you want to go to Old Navy? You want to go to this? You want to like get me a new shirt? And just indulge them. 9 out of 10 times they buy you this shirt. You're like, well, this is great, you know? And this is one of those, I think, truthfully, maybe Walmart. Like, hey, that looks nice. And we put it on and it's like, yeah, it's really good. You look like the great one. I'm like, oh, okay. This is my great one shirt. And so it has no meaning, but it was a shirt that the GF got me. I appreciate it. And then I put it on and the girls are happy. They're happy you're wearing nice clothes. You don't look like a bachelor schlep. Although I have certainly plenty of those clothes too. But yeah, not only let your girlfriend or wife go shopping for their clothes. Don't go shopping with them for their clothes. Never do that. No. You pick the lingerie and that's it. You never go shopping for their clothes. Unless you're going dress shopping, like nice dress shopping, then you go and like you buy them a dress. That's very nice. Then they get to wear it. And you're like, no. Yeah, put that one on again. But I'm talking like the regular daytime clothes. You never go clothes shopping with women. Dress shopping for it, yes, because you're the one that's got to enjoy it. Lingerie, yes. But regular clothing, no. Shoes, no. You let them go. But if you want to make them happy, say, let's go shopping. I need you to pick me out some shirts. They are happy as punch. And you don't care you want me to wear this ridiculous looking pink cornflower blue getup? Fine. You know what? You don't care. Now, thankfully, my girlfriend has very good taste. But yeah, and they'll be, whatever. You know what? Drop $40, whatever. Drop some money on that. And then, hey, I need a new shirt. I need some new pants. Never had so many pants in my life. Guys only really wear 2 sets of jeans. I have 5 pairs of jeans. I will last me until I'm dead. But no, the Alabama hat, my dad just got me that hat. That's all. He just got me the hat. I didn't even know it was Alabama. I thought it was Auburn for the longest time. People like, hey, Roll Tide. I'm like, what? Didn't know who Nick Saban was. Chris at Phoenix for $2. Crappy. Which motorcycle has the best resale value? I don't know. Look, guys, every vehicle I get, I drive into the ground. I have ended up donating my vehicles to, what's it called? It's a nonprofit, and it helps poor people. They teach them how to become mechanics. And so they need a bunch of junkers, you know, like this is how you take this apart. Here's how a car. So, and you get like a tax deduction on it. Newgate. I go to Newgate. So anyone in the Twin Cities, you want to help out some legitimately industrious, hardworking, poor people, go there. So you donate your car and you get but my cars are on their last legs. The last motorcycle I got rid of was my 2006 Ninja and had like 55,000 miles on it. And the street bikes, they'll come pick it up. If they say, oh, send us a picture. I'm like, here it is. Like, we could give you about this. I'm like, okay. And then the guy saw, he's like, dude, what did you do to this thing? I'm like, what? He's like, I've never seen a crotch rocket with 50,000 miles on. The forks were going and this and that. So he's like, I can give you 800. I'm like, fine, take it, get it out of here. So, yeah, I don't know which motorcycle has the best resale value. I guess Indians, because they're more works of art. Harleys are there's so many of them, and they're so unreliable that, I mean, if you want a nice, good-looking motorcycle, and most motorcycles have very few miles on them because people don't ride them. Very few people ride them long distances. They're designed to go. One of my Hondas is up to like 40,000 almost now. Oil change, basic maintenance, new tires, but it's not sexy. But if you get like, there's some of them. I went on it was in Nemo, South Dakota 2 trips ago, and they had an old classic motorcycle rally, and there's just some beautiful motorcycles. There's some from the 40s. So I guess like an Indian Einfelds, maybe if they're works of art, then you maintain its value. But it really is just it's an art piece. But your regular Harley, the guy who beats the crap out of his Honda, those long distance riders with the side, those guys are hardcore. They're higher up, one piston engine on the side. They have that so you could switch it out real easy in case the ones that you drive down to Tierra del Fuego with, those you just beat up and you get rid of. But a resale value, you want an old classic that looks nice. Cynic in Chief for $2. Corona 2. So now us working class can loot and riot. No. There is, you form militia. You form civilian teams. You form civilian protection corps. That's what you do. DeLon for $5. Really struggling in the oil industry right now. Our business unit is down to 750 profit per day. The new normal, is that bad? 750,000 per day. Our business unit is down to some. What is oil booming? Are you being facetious? Let's get up here. I don't want you to name your company that you're at there, DeLon. But you are essential. What's it like to be essential? Wait staff is coming back, thankfully. Well, I feel bad for the wait staff. They actually do real work and real jobs. Oh, but the teachers. Oh, could you be replaced by the internets? All the Oh, I can't wait to see how many schools don't open in about a month and 2 months, 2.5 months. Kevin McComber, $1.99. Huge spike in states that opened too early. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything, Kevin. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it. I don't even believe I have an article here. It was right-wing news. I'm like, hang on, is this true? Fox has been caught lying. CNN has been caught lying, or at least heavily skewing. And so a little bit of a bright side, maybe everyone's here may be a shocker. Journalists may be spinning the news and exaggerating it a bit to get clicks. I know that may be shocking. It may be brown journalism. There may be no integrity in so it's not as bad as you think. I don't know. Kevin, send a link, or can you guys not provide links in the chat room? Miguel Angel Casillas, you got any Mexican in you? Would you like to? No, I have no Mexican. I do have Spaniard. That was a shock. 18% Spaniard. And then, Atham and those Hanyagers, we Paisan now. It's like, no, I'm not. I have no Meso-American blood in me. Although Mexicans have an interesting, because you see the Spanish influence, the German influence, French influence, European influence in general, but then the Meso-American, meaning the original natives, Aztec, Incan, that kind of thing. So they're all over the map. But I have no one knew that. I'm like, Spaniard. And I like to think that's why I know how to salsa dance. That's why I'm good with the Latinas. AI Empire, do you think we're heading for a global depression? Well, yeah, we are. Well, how could I put it? If a meteorite hit the Earth, a big one, didn't wipe it out, but caused some chaos and damage, was there anything wrong with the economy? No. It's a natural disaster. That's what this is. This is a natural disaster. A tornado wiped out a town. Was there something wrong with the town's economy? No. It's just bad things happen. And I don't know, maybe that's why I'm not too worried about it. Like there wasn't a structural problem with the economy that we had to digest and restructure and reform, like the, the housing bubble, like our lending policies. So on paper, yes, we're in a global depression, but there's nothing wrong with the economy. The fundamentals are, it's fine. We didn't overinvest in this. We didn't underinvest in that. I mean, to certain extents we have. No economy is perfectly fine-tuned all the time. All we need is to let people be free. And I've seen this. Dude, Deadwood was hopping. I walked into Cadillac Jack's. I'm like, why are there so many cars here? Gambling. Everyone's gambling. No little curtains or no one's, the dealer wasn't doing it in a hazmat suit. Everyone was normal. Everything was fine. Oh, and by the way, I have now known the first person, though this is 1, 2, 3 times removed from me, to get the COVID. And she had a little bit of a headache for 2 days, and that was it. So that's the one person I know that has it or had it. So there's demand built up. People want to get out and live life again. You're not going to stop. I even wrote an article. What are Americans but consumers? They have no love. They have no family. Okay, I mean, they bred. I mean, they have children. They might even have a spouse, but they have no family. Nobody loves each other. It's all about things. It's all about SUVs. It's all about going out for biscotti and wine tasting and Tina and getting their nails done. Not getting your nails done, but you go to with all the other girls. Oh my goodness. Ship your kid off to daycare. Remember that? Oh my God, I got to raise my own kid panic that every American woman had, except, oops, wait, I love my children. All the guy like, I can't wait to get back to work because I hate my wife. Oops, wait, what? It's all consumption. And right now, you've cut that off. You've cut off consuming food and drink. Oh, the obesity addicts, people who are addicted to food. What are they going to do? They got nothing else to do in life. You've taken away the number one thing from Americans. The only thing that gives them value, their consumption, the materialism. You damn right they're going to go running back. And no one gives a damn. We've been uncoupled from budgeting. Did you have 7 years feast, 7 years famine saved up? No, they didn't have that saved up. Government bailed us out. Trump of all people, which is another reason I don't give a fuck anymore. It's like, we just printed off $3 trillion. I was critical. Let me show you how it doesn't matter what letter is in front of your president's name. LBJ was the biggest all-time spender as a percent of GDP. Okay, and he held the title for a long time until Bush Jr. came along and blew him out of the water. Okay, until Obama came along and blew him out of the water, and Trump was kind of actually keeping it in check, and then. What? The flu? Print off $3 trillion. Now he may not be an 8-year president. We don't know, but adjusting for 4 years, he's probably tied with Obama for all-time government spending as a percent of GDP, which is how you should measure it. So I don't care anymore. I just don't care. Don't watch guys. Why watch the news? Why? Tune in to Corona. The great and merciful Coronachan has blessed us all with the powers of the internet, the entertainment of a schmuck in a Hawaiian shirt. Telling you the finer points of hiking. So, yes, AI empire, I do believe we are in a global depression on paper. Once we all loosen the fuck up. It's like, see, right now, the world economy is like Minnesota girls. They're really tight. No. The metaphorical global female economy, she needs a stiff drink to loosen the fuck up and have some fun. I'm not talking naughty fun. I'm like ballroom dancing fun. Or just have a drink fun and chill the fuck out and relax. But I'm going biking. Bye. See you. And hey, you guys looking for a new hobby? I get a lot of questions now on Asshole Consulting, like, hey, I don't have a job, and a lot of you college graduates, what should I do? Dude, I'd go travel around. It's cheap. Hotels are cheap. If you read Reconnaissance Man, great book right here. It is how to figure out. You might as well get this done now. This is a good use of your time. Figure out where you want to live in the United States. But it's also a good travel guide. Go hike. Go to Moab. Go to Monticello. Go to Zion. Go to Vegas. Go to Rocky Mountain National Park. Go to, it's a haul. To be honest, I don't know if it's worth going to the Black Hills. I know I love the Black Hills, but that's only because it's a day drive for me. But flights in and out are very expensive. And you get to see Mount Rushmore, and the mountains aren't that great. So I leave it up to you. But if you're on the West Coast, dude, Californians. California, stupid song, stupid song, stupid song, stupid song. Oh, traffic, shit in the streets, traffic. You guys got King Canyon. You got Yosemite, Yosemite. You got, all the Sierra Nevada, frankly. Arizona, go to, it's a little hot. Do Flagstaff. Stay on that plateau. Stay at Grand Canyon. Guys, go just travel around. Those of you on the east side, I guess you can go to the Rocky or Smoky Mountains. I don't know what you do on the east side. Go to Atlanta. I don't know. Go to Florida. Check out Florida. Go to the beaches. Go to Savannah. Go to Charleston. Go North Carolina. Go do something. If so, how should we prepare? Just skill up in the meantime. We are in a global depression. I almost guarantee you, based on numbers, unemployment's super high. I even looked at unemployment figures just because I don't care anymore. Me, an economist, like this is one of the most epic economic times ever. Like, I don't know. No one paid me. I'm out of here. You should prepare by doing now what you're not going to have time to do when you get a job. When you're back, when we're all going to be plugged back into the matrix soon enough, guys. So I strongly recommend you all go do your reconnaissance. It's summer. Montana's beautiful. Idaho's beautiful. Washington State's beautiful. If you don't have the money, I'd suggest you skill up. That's another way you could prepare. Applying for jobs, maybe apply for them if you're in an industry that's hiring, but otherwise I think everyone needs to just wait. Just wait. Also, how our government's going to pay for all this crazy borrowing. Did you not know we have money printer go burr? We are printing money. That's how we're paying for it. Oh, there'll be some cute accounting magic at the Federal Reserve. See, now the balance sheet over here shows assets. So these are Federal Reserve or federal government securities. So that's how they're going to pay for it. The Josh. He is the Josh, just like the Carlson School of Management and the Gout. Your vids help me stop dating hot, dumb art students. Are there smart art students? The only smart artists I knew were the ones that just were artists. They didn't go to school for it. Now dating a pharmacist. There you go. There you go. You got a smart STEM gal. There. That's awesome. Dating a pharmacist lady. And things have been awesome since. Have fun. Have some fun employment. Josh. I'm glad the Josh. Hey, guys. STEM girls, they got jobs. They have to adhere to. That's another thing. If women are forced to study STEM, or they choose, I know it's forced, but they study STEM, they're forced into logic. And that trains the brain. So they're capable of reasoning and economics and rationalization. If A equals C and C equals B, A must also equal B, that kind of thing. There's none of this, I just feel. That's all gone. There's no feelings. It's what is. And you get a gal that's you don't have to worry. She's going to reach for her wallet every once in a while. Done with that for $2. Toyota Camry is always a solid choice. Yeah, it is. That is America's most reliable car, isn't it? What is he doing up there? He's always nailing something. We caught up on the super chats? I think so. No, hang on. I got one more. Evan Ivor for $2. Nevada reopening on hold. Still worth going to Vegas. For hiking, maybe. Not really. I think you got to wear a mask in public. Yeah, Baldoni's not doing good. that guy is a workaholic, and he's a true musician. He's got to perform. I feel real bad for him. I would say no, not really. Flights would be cheap. I mean, if you don't mind wearing a mask, yeah. And once you get out of Vegas, like you get out, people in Pahrump aren't gonna care if you got a mask on or not. People out in Beatty aren't gonna care. There's no cops out there. But I don't know. All right. Cappy's going to take a potty break. We'll get to not the super chats. We'll get to the sponsors. We got a bunch of articles to go through here. Some good news, though. Some good news. We'll be back. So everyone go sing Girl from Ipanema. All right. They must be doing construction or something. All right. The Good Morning Coronachan podcast is brought to you in part by the Rule Zero Vegas seminar. The Rule Zero Vegas, what do they call it? Extravaganza? I don't know what they're calling it. Anyway, I'm going to be a speaker out there, and it's going to be in October. It's $999. Let's just get the bad news out of the way there first. People have been asking me, is it worthwhile? Should they go? All depends on you guys. It's not just me. It's going to be 9 other speakers, so 10 guys total, including some that you guys are, more famous than me, obviously. Cooper, Rollo, Stone, Modern Life John, Troy Francis, and then 4 or 5 other guys that don't come to mind. I only know the other guys. I got to binge on the other guys' stuff so I don't sound like a complete idiot. I'm like, oh, hey, what do you do? So it's going to be over 2 days. I think the seminars start at 10 or 11 a.m., hour each, 5 per day. Doesn't run too, you can sleep in, you can party, you can do whatever you want. Maybe you could gamble and drink. Maybe they'll be open. I don't know. And so it's a nice, easy, and it's not like it's not going to be work. It's going to be relaxing. And it's going to be boom, 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 only an hour each. Activities afterwards, meet and greet, that kind of thing. So you're going to get to meet everybody. Cappy. And yes, I am that short. Aaron, you look short. I am that short. I'm pretty short. It's not like, oh, he's taller. No one ever said that. He's taller than I thought he'd be. Not once has anyone. They're like, yeah, you're kind of the same asshole I thought you were. Yeah, I am. So don't be surprised, like, oh, you're the exact same. Always got a kick out of that compliment. I think it's a compliment or statement. You're the same way you are on the internet. Like, yeah. Why would I? It's not an act. I don't have time to act. So you see my happy, rosy, cheery self there. And the other thing is it's going to be a bunch of guys that are going to be like you, like-minded people. I think if you're looking just for a breath of fresh air to hang out with other like-minded people, this would be the place. I can't remember if it's 100 or 200 people that are attending. But it's just, I've gone to seminars like that. I mean, shoot, hanging out with the Great One and Piggott was like that. It was just like, oh my God. Men, 1, they're men. 2, we didn't sit around and do nothing. 3, we had a good old time. Hiking out in Moab. It was wonderful. So this would be 100 guys or 200 guys. Just you're bound to have some good intellectual conversation. So that's one thing to consider. The other thing that's a sales to it, if you want, is each individual speaker is going to have their own field trip of sorts, where they're going to go out and do things, fun stuff in Vegas. I don't know what everyone's doing. I know Modern Life John has a house, so you could just crash over at that, but maybe not crash, but you could go party there. It's the party house. I forgot what Roll's going to do something, but I'm doing Cappy's Death March, the Death March from Hell. 14-mile trek up a hill, down and back. So if you do want to do that, get in shape and don't drink the night before. And then I got a plan B in case there's like weather, because they do have weather out there. The mountain I'm kicking around climbing is, it's like one of the fronts to the rest of Vegas. And it's kind of like, yeah, storms have formed up there. You do get snow occasionally, and it's going to be October. So I got other plan B and C. But there's that. And then, yeah, you could go to whichever one you want. That sounds the most interesting. You're not committed to go to mine if you bought the thing through me. If you want a ticket, let me know. Email me at Capped Capitalism, not Captain Capitalism, Capped, C-A-P-T. I'll put it in the chat room here. C-A-P-T, capitalism at yahoo.com. All right, there you go. What the fuck is he doing? You'd think I'd see, it's God. God exists. I come back. Good morning, Corona. Let's get it. No. Aaron, why are you so angry? Because of this shit. Anyway, so email me there. Let me know if you're interested in going. 7 people said they wanted to go. I only have 4 checks in the mail. Okay. So there are 6 checks or 6 spots open now. I'm allowed to sell 10. They gave me my allotment of 10. So there are now 6. I came back and thought, oh, maybe there'll be. And I say first come, first serve. That means first people to send me a check, you get your spot reserved. That's how it's going to work. So if you're interested, email me. I'll give you details, where to send the check, what to make it out to. What else? Oh, and then because, we don't know with coronavirus and everything, is this going to continue? Is it going to even happen? I am going to deposit your checks. I will cash them. The money will be held in escrow, though, until the seminar happens. That way, if it gets canceled for whatever reason, I give you back your money. I'll just mail you a check back in exchange. And then that way you don't have to worry about losing your money. But you do expect $1,000 to come out of your account, okay? But I'm not going to go spend it. I'm just going to say, and Aaron, why? Because I don't want to hold on to your checks for like a fucking 6 months. That's basically it. And and there's only 10 of you if 10 people sign up, and then off you go. So there are 6 left. That's about it. There you go. Got any questions? Let me know. What else? Oh, there's the mug. I got a mug for sale. This is my shitty attempt at merching. So there you go. That's in the chat room there. I forget which one. Is it a Coronachan mug? Or is it it's just the flu mug? Because these merch companies, yeah, it's just the flu mug. There you go. These merch companies make it so fun where, oh, that's allowed, but that's not allowed. This is allowed, but this isn't allowed. I got a supplier from my Sacramento agent in the field. She says, go to this guy. This guy in Vegas will take care of you. He doesn't care. You could put a big penis on it. He doesn't care. So I might have to go through them. But I will be getting some more merch out there. The Better Bachelor. Check out The Better Bachelor on YouTube. Also, check out Terrence Popp on BitChute and get his book, Killer of Killers. Good. It's different. He came up with an original idea. There's no doubt about it. And I like it. I gave it like 4.5 stars out of 5. The last 4 chapters were way too long, but he was doing a big setup. I mean, it's not painfully long, but for me, my ADHD does. But help out Pop because, of course, he's been banned from everything, too. Dr. David Perodin at safetyphd.com, 405media.com. Check that out. Sandman, if you're looking to use a Brave browser and not give marketers, advertisers, big tech your money through advertising, use the Brave browser. If you sign up through his Brave browser, hey, Doc's in the house. So is Atham. You can cut off all advertising. Can't search that. Google won't. It screws over big tech. Okay. So if you want to strike back at big tech, go ahead, do that there. I already talked about how not to become a millennial. There's some of my other books. Worthless June. It's last day of June. June is Worthless Degree Awareness Month. Get that book for people that won't read it and that wonder why they're poor and in debt for student loans. The Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, because I wrote this book because I'm racist and we all hate black people here. The Pence Principle. I didn't write this one. By Randy Bentwick. Short one, but basically how not to get falsely accused of sexual harassment, rape, assault, and have your career ruined in the process. Because remember, you're not going to be dragged in front of the cops or a court of law. You will be dragged in front of the court of public opinion or one of those circus courts at colleges and universities. And like, you're wondering, like, Cappy, if they don't go to the cops, then what does it matter? Well, let's say you believe everyone has to go to college and you invested $75,000 in 3 years of your life going to a college to get a degree. And then Tilly Magoo, claims that you, after a night of way, hey with Tilly Magoo, and Tilly Magoo says, hey, when do we get to see each other again? It was very consensual. And you say, I'm not into it anymore. And she decides, that was rape retroactively 48 hours ago. Or in the case of Brett Kavanaugh, 36 years ago, if it even happened. You are now up shit creek because the time and money you invested in your college degree can not be taken away from you, but you might get kicked out of that school. At which point, if you have proof that you didn't do anything was consensual, you should leave that school immediately and just go to another school and finish off your degree there. But that's how they have leverage over you. That's how, like the University of Iowa. Oh, Aaron Clary, I don't go to university. I'm not even a student. You have no power over me. But if you attend it and you've invested everything up to that point, it's probably the most important thing in your life. Now they got leverage over you. So boys, I'm going to recommend this to girls too, because it's only in your best financial interest. Go to school online. At least for your first 2 years, get your prereqs out. If you're going to go to college at all, go to school online. Save your money, save your time, save rent. You don't have to spend money on although many schools will only be online this fall semester. But just don't bother. Colleges hate men. They are very misandrous. And I will stand by that because they are very bigoted against men. Oh, they'll say it's affirmative action. No. You just don't go to college physically unless you absolutely have to. And if you do, it's just like work. You go there, you get your job done, you get your degree, and then you leave. So that's why. And in the meantime, there's other bits of advice like that in this book, The Pence Principle. It's how to follow the Pence Principle. It also applies to work. Don't shit where you eat. There's a story in here about some guy who offered football tickets that he had to some gal, and he got called into HR, and it was very, no. So enjoy the decline. For those of you who, God, wasn't this book prophetic? When did I write this one? How old is this? 2013. That's 7 years ago. Look at that. Worthless is now 9 years old. This one's 7 years old. And then I have my best of books, the best of Captain Capitalism. These are just the best posts from my blog. They're organized based off a topic. And what I'm particularly proud of, but no one liked it, is this one. Love Letters to the Left. Each one has its own artist pinup. And it's good. It's just in case Google, does Google ban people? I don't know. Will they? Is the book burning going to go on? Will they burn my books? Well, now I got that. Look at it. So even if my blog is taken down, the vast majority of its written works are backed up in physical, paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. There you go. Pushing Rubber Downhill. Go to pushingrubberdownhill.com to tune in to the podcast Pushing Rubber Downhill, the blog, read the blog Pushing Rubber Downhill, read the book Pushing Rubber Downhill, and the blog, and then the podcast. If you want to listen to Pushing Rubber Downhill, all by our good friend Adam Piggott, the world's pet kangaroo. I finished listening to him. I'm all caught up with Piggott. TJ was saying he's like, oh, he's getting really dark. I'm like, well, wouldn't you? TJ is telling people are getting dark. Then we got some other podcasts you might want to tune into. Masculine Geek. You can find them on YouTube, masculinegeek.com. The Goddamn Bacon. Jack Napier on YouTube. Red Evening. RobSays.net. The Black Brigade at blackbrigade.org. And he also has a YouTube channel. I'm going to put that there. Wonder what the heck they're doing. There we go. Academiccomposition.com. I don't know. I got to talk to Alex. I'm kind of curious how his business is doing. Because if no one's going to physical school and it is summer, it's going to be a real interesting market come fall. Anyway, if you are attending classes online, I guess there's really no way for I mean, in the old days, you'd print it off, you'd sign it, you would type something up and you print it and then you sign it and they look usually, and that was you. Now I'm like, how do they verify the veracity of your, that it's you that wrote? I don't know how they do it. And no one cares. Let's just be completely, one of the largest clients that Alexi has are masters and PhD students. So your professors probably, some today even, no doubt, certainly in the future, have or will have paid other people to do their papers for them, to get their degrees for them. I technically have a master's degree in supply chain management, which, by the way, is bullshit. Right? And not because I went to school, but because I got somebody. I did all their homework. And I'm like, this is all bullshit. So anyway, yeah, they probably don't care. What do they care? What, leftists? Morality, discipline, ethics, they don't care. Long as you write the feel-good Marxist vagina juice down, give us money because we deserve. A+. Fine. They got to be so depressed. They got to be so like smoking the cigarettes, perpetually angry, pissed off in their life that nothing went the way their communist revolution isn't happening. And when it does, it's not going to be anything what they think it's going to be. Oh, so yeah, I don't think they really care whether or not you're writing your own papers or not. And I don't know how they're going to verify it if you're doing it online. And since all your first 2 years is nothing but a wealth transfer, a tax to pay and subsidize for worthless liberal arts professors and adjuncts, you have no intellectual or commitment or obligation to, oh yeah, this has nothing to do with my degree. Let me spend my time trying to figure out. It's really hard. Like with STEM or math, or it makes sense. It has to make sense. There's a correct answer. Writing a paper on women's studies? Oh, go fuck yourself. What do you feel like giving me today, Doc? What do you feel like giving me today, Prof? Hey, teach, what grade do you feel like giving me today? Did your cat throw up? Guess I'm getting a D+, huh? Oh, were you high on a bottle of wine? I guess I'm getting an A-. As long as I write whatever slop you want. It's all arbitrary. So have Alex and his team of writing staff write your bullshit papers for you at academiccomposition.com. If you're looking for a job, you want to do it from home because, well, all jobs have to be done from home now. Isn't that fun and amazing how we can't work from home? No, that's a privilege. And now stay at home. Don't come in. Everybody work from home. Took a pandemic, but I still won in the end. How many wins is that me over boomer leaders? .com, Asian currency, housing, education, and now working from home. Is that 5? Is Cappy 5-0? 5-0 against his elders, huh? You boomers need to go hike straight southwest, starting from Moab without the benefit of water and ropes. Just go straight southwest and keep on going until you get to Flagstaff. Let me know when you get to Flagstaff. Oh my God, no one showed up to Flagstaff. Where'd they all go? They were all knowing and knowledgeable. They knew so much more than me. They must have got here early and I was late. And they said, that stupid Aaron Clary doesn't know anything. He's just, these youngins today, they don't know. And we're leaving. They must have left already. I'm sure there's not corpses between Moab and Flagstaff. Sure, we won't find any on the Grand Escalante. They're so meek now. They're so timid and so shutty-uppy. What do we got? Athem's in the house too. So yeah, if you're looking for a job, academiccomposition.com, write papers and do marketing for Alex. Tell him Cappy sent you. And that's all good. Noncommunistsciencefiction.com. Go to noncommunistsciencefiction.com. If you're looking for reading, but you like science fiction, but you don't like communism. Now, that's a small Venn diagram. There's a very few niche books where it's science fiction, but not communism. And my good friend Michael Kingswood has that. He sent me some GoFundMe thing. I'm sorry, Mike. I was out busy working and vacationing. So check out noncommunistsciencefiction.com. And then Bunker Basics, as the world goes to pot, maybe you want to know about survival. Maybe you want to know about prepping. Maybe you want to know about, like, gee, what kind of gun should I get to kill what kind of animal? How do I skin a deer? All that other stuff. Go to bunkerbasics.com with Bunker Bob. He's got a blog over there. I think he's got a podcast too, but go to Bunker Basics. Check out Bunker Bob. And he promotes Enjoy the Decline. So Enjoy the Decline is like the mentally healthy, the mental therapy book you're going to need in a post-apocalyptic world. The Science of Mastering Women, written by Linda Gross. You can check out her show by just searching Linda Gross podcast. She has the Linda Gross podcast. Put that in there. And she wrote a book, The Science of Mastering Women, that has codified women as much as possible, using science, sociology, as much as you can. You're still going to have to hit the gyms, but if you want to study something in edge, that's as complete of a book as you're going to get. Lots of numbers, lots of data. I know a lot of you wonks, you policy wonks, you math wonks, you algorithm wonks. Like, is this the cheat code? It's not the cheat code. It just increases your chances. It's like a book on how to play blackjack. There's still some luck involved. Still some luck. By the way, you have to play. But take a look at that. The Science of Mastering Women. And then if you would like to help out the shoe, you can by going to olderbrother.com/donate. 3 ways you can help out. You can donate through PayPal. You don't get anything there. I'll put the link in the chat room if you guys want. You could do all your shopping through my Amazon affiliate program. You click on the link, then you do your shopping. You don't go to Amazon. They're like, oh my God, what do I do? You go to olderbrother.com/donate. You click on the Amazon link, and I get a 2 to 5% commission or cut. They're slowly getting rid of that. Remember the good old days when you used to be able to make money as a mommy blogger affiliate? But then you couldn't talk about your children because now it's pedophilia all the time. And then what's the other one? Oh, and then there's Patreon. Yeah. But go if you want to. Here's the deal. I will probably be getting rid of Patreon because they are in their latest taking the knee. We're going to give money to black content creators. Like, okay, that's racism. That's racism. I don't deal with racism either way. You're content of character, not color of skin. Done. So that's way down on my to-do list. And I will be going to a different alternative to Patreon. So if any of you guys know an alternative to Patreon that works well, let me know. But for now, if you want to get access to the Road Trip podcast, Mary Jo's Pinups, and How Sanity is the Future of Wealth, go throw your $1 in for this month. I don't know what the minimum donation is. I think it's $1. It gets you access to everything. I didn't do like platinum level and gold level and onyx level. So if you want that, throw it in, read through it, download your podcast, get your heart's content, because that will be going away once I get around. Once dumb shit like my rear view mirror stops falling off. When that dumb shit ends up stop happening, then I'll get to other stuff. Swear to God, all this back office bullshit you got to do And it's all because of politics, all because these fucking sanctimonious, censoring, tyrannical, do-good social justice. You guys in Silicon Valley can't just be happy being the greatest programmers in the world? Can't you just be happy? No, you got to add politics to it. Now you got to censor, and now it's just a fucking mess. You add more labor to you add more labor to us. Can I trust this platform? Can I trust this platform? What if I said I want to lower taxes and I want people to stop collecting welfare? Is that all right? What if I tell women to maybe love people instead of putting their career first? Is that sexist? What if I tell you guys I'm sick and tired of all the virtue signaling in politics in all my day-to-day interactions? Is that going to be a problem? And then how quickly is Overton's window going to go where all of a sudden nothing's going to be allowed, as kind of evidenced by Facebook? When does the insanity end? So go there, throw your buck in for the month, and then end get all your data, get everything you need, and then end it. Cancel your subscription because that'll be going away. And I'll have a new one. And for all you guys who were kind enough to be patrons, thank you very much. We made a little bit more than beer money. But I just had enough. And dude, switching out of Betterment was a pain in the ass. If any of you got like your IRAs or your retirement funds through any of these financial firms, just to warn you, it is a 4-day process. And it is a pain in the ass. And it's all that extra work, all that extra. And not only are they going to lose business, and now think about this. You triple the amount of work. Okay. You lose business because you're being genuinely discriminatory and bigoted. Right. People are now going to send you a request to stop working. Same thing with my cell phone company. Got to leave T-Mobile. Now you have to spend some of your employees' time. You're going to incur costs closing my account. All right. Now we are, and I'm not talking, well, it's not us. I'm just saying, look how inefficient this is for the economy, for the overall, for all of us here. So now there's unnecessary work on your part. There's additional unnecessary work on the new company's part. Now I'm sure they're happy to get the money. I'm not talking about money. No new production occurred here. It's the same cell phone service. It's the same, IRA account. Nothing has changed, but now we're wasting time and labor. So now the new receiving company, whether it's for a cell phone contract or my insurance or whatever else, now they got to spend more time. Okay. I also have to spend more time that I could spend more time producing new stuff, new entertainment, whatever else, writing a new book, finishing off because you guys decide to get political, you triple sync labor costs that could have gone to other things. We could have had triple the amount of real economic production had you just not been political. And so on my to-do list of shit I don't want to do, but have to, out of principle, is that after getting a rear view mirror, because I can get a ticket if the rear view mirror isn't there. Because the Minnesota cops have so much on their hands right now. So there you guys go. Let's go to the super chats and make sure we're not falling too far behind. Our good buddy Atham. IR a little tired. 96-hour work week this time. That's it? So what? 2 shifts, 7 days in a row? That's it? Come on. Even 40. I have to bust his balls a little bit because that is a pretty good work week. But I remember doing like 140s, like just no sleep whatsoever. The great one, he's also, God, what did he do? How many hours are there in a week? It's 169, 7 times 24. 168. Okay. Yeah, I remember doing the 140s. I think the great one was up to 130. Atham needs money, so then he works harder. Anthem, should you just complain about the government or the people or the isms and the tisms, the reasons and the seasons? How it's not your fault? Anthem, what are you doing working so hard? Oh, where'd it go? A couple of new ones came in here. Hang on. Don't want to miss them. Feel bad if we missed the super chats. Wow. Okay. Dems tax and spend, Republicans borrow and spend. That's true. That's true, Kevin. Yeah, you're more right. That you hit it. But the tax is the same thing. It's the same. It's still a tax. There is no benefit. Although we do have to admit, Obama, I think to this day has the highest record of deficit spending as a percent of GDP. So I think maybe Obama kind of, but both they're guilty of both. Both parties are guilty of both. Anthony CMA for $2. Why the fuck aren't you wearing your face mask? Hang on, I'll put it on. Give me a second. There we go. No, wrong way. Atha gave me this. I'll talk as El Chaparrito. So there's my face mask. I am tempted to wear this thing out in public. So, but just put a little face mask over this. See you people. Get some looks. They'll leave me alone. The Competent Men. Pigott podcast. What's that? Piggott. Not Pigott, although you did spell that phonetically correctly. It's Piggott. I guess it's a common British, Australian name. I don't know. Deuces of Growth for $2. Do you think the World Bank, World Trade Center, or World Trade, or WTO shouldn't exist? I'm not against it. Like pretty much every international government organization, went well beyond what it was intended to do. I really do like their economic research, so I'm biased in that sense, but not really, no. The idea is good, but look, if if countries want to borrow money for infrastructure development, they can go to the international lending markets. We don't need them. And you know what's really helped out poor countries across the world? It hasn't been the World Bank or aid or the Peace Corps. It's been investment. Predominantly, you want to look at it, it's been freeing up markets under Deng Xiaoping with China. That's the first one where they started becoming more capitalistic and got rid of Mao Zedong's true Marxist bullshit. So that really freed up starting 30 years ago. That's in the 90s now. So that's the biggest single increase in wealth, I think, in the history of the world, simply because of China's size. And they went from nothing to solid second world country. In India, kind of the same thing. After Gandhi, they got rid of the Marxist socialist bullshit under Gandhi. I don't know why freedom always has to go. We got rid of the colonials. We got rid of the British. Let's do Marxism. That'll work. Yeah, how'd that work for that? So they also, though they don't have quite the population of China, they've seen some dramatic increase in standards of living. And then investment into Africa from the Chinese, that's helped out more than any nonprofit, free money, free clothes. How can we help you? That's helped out, as Chris Beckloff said, he calls them McKinsey and the fuck around gang, where a bunch of white girls, privileged as fuck, go on a Christian missionary trip to help dig holes in China, and they don't do anything. Not China, I'm sorry, Africa. When Africans need civil engineers, telecommunication, and then the Chinese come in and build the infrastructure. So that's helped out more. But yeah, these international charity organizations or financing organizations, they don't really do much of anything. They haven't. Wow, it's like capitalism helps everybody, huh? I wonder what we should do. Let's try the socialism again. We changed the variable. It'll work this time. Because you know that deadbeat who lived in 1850s and lived off of everyone, had the beard and lice and cheated on his wife? Yeah. See, we really didn't implement what he said right the first time. Kevin McComber for $2. Watch Nick Fuentes on D Live 8 p.m. Central. Isn't he like the 12-year-old kid? I don't know. Is there a Patreon alternative? Ed Wolf for €5. Patreon alternative Subscribe Star, of course. Is that the alternative? Is that where everyone's going? I've heard of Subscribe Star. I'll probably go there. I don't have my eyes right. Hang on. There. Oh, that's much better. There. Kevin McComber for another $2. Corporations virtue signal, but pay nothing in tax. No, corporations pay stuff in tax. Now, a lot of them don't. And surprise, surprise, they're your leftist corporations. Apple, Google, I'm sure Facebook as well. They did the Irish inversion, if you guys want to look that up. I don't know if that's still something they can do or if that loophole has been closed. But, if we had a sales tax, this wouldn't be a problem. Just point, we had a sales tax. But no, we have to have 40 different types of taxes, so nobody knows what everyone's paying, and we don't know the true cost of government. I love corporate taxes because what? Do you think they're just not going to pass it on to you? In a world of globalization, well, we'll just set up. I guess we're in this country now. I get you. Don't listen to old Capmeister. Kevin McComber being the true socialist, giving a lot of money today. $5. Why is earned income taxed at higher rates than income on capital gains? Seems it should be the opposite. Yeah, you want to encourage work. You wouldn't tax income. But I'm against income tax. I don't want to deter people from working. And capital gains, there shouldn't be capital. Why? Why would... Nobody's understanding the concept of taxation I have. It's to make it as painless as possible. So no one worries about it. No capital gains. Now I got to report. Now I got to calculate them. Now I got to figure out what they are. Now I have to report it to the government. Now I have to report it to the state government. And if you're stupid enough to live in Ohio, I think Indiana and Kentucky and Pennsylvania, you got to report it to the locals. Sales tax, guys, just 25%. There we're done. Well, actually, when you add up state, federal, and local, it would vary depending on state and locality you're in. Your sales tax would be about 38%. What? Yeah. That house you want to buy, add 38% more. But no. What, you think you weren't paying it? You were paying it all these other ways. Sales tax, gas tax, income tax, capital gains tax, inflation, printing off money. I just made it clear to you. I just made it, there's your price, lady. I say lady because typically women want more taxes. Because it's for the childrens. The childrens. The childrens. Scrolling. Keep those scrolling. Right. Christopher Anon. He's back. $5. Trust-based, self-directed IRA. You decide what the IRA funds are invested in. Golf, real estate, stocks, whatever. Yeah, you can do that. Yep, there's companies out there that do that. Do not do Betterment and do not do Wealthfront. It's so sad. Those robo-advisors had a great product. It's like Starbucks. Great coffee. I won't deny great coffee. I don't want you sermoning me or lecturing me or telling me I have white privilege. Fuck off. I don't want you telling me about Jesus. I don't want you telling me about the merits of freedom and capitalism. I don't want you telling me about abortion. I don't want you telling me anything political at all. I don't want religion. I don't want politics. I don't want nagging. I got a woman. I already got that. Al Cortez. Hey, we haven't seen him in a while. $5. In LA, a majority of parents want to send kids back to school. Well, of course. They didn't want their kids, Al. They just wanted to fuck, and a lot of them just want to collect a check. They're also afraid of others within 6 feet, so they want to put their kids in danger. Don't ask too much. Don't ask for too much intellectual integrity or consistency among them, Al. Arcady for $5. How do you feel about mandatory vaccinations if that will be the idea in the near future? I am politically, philosophically, libertarianly against mandatory vaccinations. You can do what you want, but you get to live with the consequences. I really, and it pains me because I know a lot of time these kids, I think, yeah, if they say get this vaccination, yeah, get the vaccination. Because it's going to help out, and that way you don't have polio or Ebola or whatever going around. But if the kids are vaccinated against this because their parents were smart and said, okay, we don't want our kids getting, what do y'all get? Tetanus. But then, oh man, we're free and organic. Well, man, all right. And their kids get it. I feel bad for the kid, but I guess your genetics and your lineage ends there. So I strongly recommend people get it, but I'm not going to put a gun to your head to do it. You do what you want. And unfortunately, the children might suffer. But here's the problem with those anti-vaxxers. They don't give a damn about their kids. They're just using their kids to feel good. Look at me. I'm taking an edgy position. Look, oh my goodness. Are we all caught up? No. You keep popping up. All this damn money. Election this year, sir. Election this year. What? Again? This stupid country. Oboleski 10 for 5 British pounds. What ideal rate would your flat sales tax be? 10%? Anyone keeps 90%? What? My ideal would be 10%. Yeah. Because if you back out, now, I know, crazy idea, especially for any leftists listening. If you look at the state, federal, and local budgets, they kind of follow the same thing. The government, federal has the military, state and local have police and state patrol, county sheriff, that kind of thing. And then there's roads and this and that, but then 2/3 of it goes to welfare, whatever form that is, educating other people's kids that aren't mine, touchy-feely, food program, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever, you add it all up, veterans benefits, things like that, which people would argue, hey, wait a minute, yeah, well, that's Social Security for veterans. I'm just pointing that out. So when you back it all out, it's 10%. That actually goes to like government, like roads, cops, military, regulatory, judicial system. It's only 10%. So that'd be my ideal flat sales tax, like 10%. And there's no welfare. No, there's no Social Security. No, you are taking care of yourself. But the children's too bad. You didn't get vaccinated anyway. They died remember your kid? They were all hooked up. You didn't want any tubes. You prayed. You prayed to God that God would heal your child, and all he did was have your rear view mirror fall off. There's your God for you. Cappy sounding like Adam Sandler when saying children. From what? Happy Gilmore? Man, wouldn't that be a good dose to make everybody happy? Everybody go watch some Adam Sandler flicks. I thought they were pretty dumb at the time. Now they're pretty good. Oh. All right, I got to get rid of this. This is itching my face. It's itching me on the lip right there. It's like a piece of plastic right there. I don't know how they last so long. Although I guess the wrestling matches only last 10 minutes. Let me tell you something, Hulk Hogan. Hey, Atham, what is that in Spanish? Let me tell you something, Hulk Hogan. Did they do that in Mexican wrestling? They're always telling somebody something. Yeah, there's got to be a fair overlap. Got to be a fair similar amount of like identical, like, because it's all fake. But I'm kind of like, what's the Macho Man Randy Savage equivalent in Mexican wrestling? I want to know. Let me tell you something, Guapo de Toro. Got that. All right. So Molyneux, YouTube bans Molyneux, David Duke, Richard Spencer, and more for hate speech. Okay. I don't care. It's expected. I could see David Duke and Richard Spencer. Molyneux, again, unless he started saying some stuff I'm unaware of, that man has been honest. He cares about his fellow man. He does not delineate between be you yellow, black, or white. They are children in his sight. Stephen Molyneux loves the children of the world. He's intellectually honest. I mean, that's like, it's on par with like Prager University getting demonetized and all that. Like Dennis Prager. It's coming, guys. It's coming. And here's the one article I want to read. Here's some good news. Facebook market value plummets $56 billion as advertisers flee platform. And a Jewish agent in the field of mine, of the female persuasion, because we hate women, says, Cappy, look at this. I'm like, what? Why are they fleeing Facebook? That's their guy. Facebook Watch's $56 billion was wiped off its market value on Friday after a slew of major advertisers said they would be boycotting the social network. I'm like, why? Like, if Facebook isn't obedient enough, what is it? What did it say? I don't know. I don't know why. I'm like, what now? The platform stock price plunged more than 8%, with shares expected to cost $212 a piece when markets opened on Monday, down from $235 when markets closed on Thursday. Bloomberg reported that Facebook's value had fallen by $56 billion, adding that the downturn had also taken off $7.2 billion off of Zuckerberg's net worth. He'll get by with what? $10 billion? The share fall was the largest the company had witnessed in several months. It appeared to be triggered in part by Unilever and Coca-Cola's moves to join an advertising boycott on the social media platform. What's Unilever? Is that an industrial company? British Dutch multinational consumer goods company, beauty products, ice cream. Huh. Okay. We've decided that starting now through at least the end of the year, we will not run brand advertising in social media newsfeed platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter in the U.S. Oh, Twitter's in on this too. Continuing to advertise on these platforms at this time would not add value to people in society. Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy said the soda giants would be pausing all of its social media advertising for at least 30 days, adding that the firm expected greater accountability and transparency from our social media partners. All right, well, what did they do? Unilever and Coca-Cola were the latest to join an anti-advertising boycott of Facebook led by several civil rights groups, including the Anti-Defamation League, the NAACP, and Sleeping Giants. The campaign, dubbed Stop Hate for Profit, in honest defense of Mark Zuckerberg or Facebook or Twitter or any, I cannot see how any of these companies consciously would ever run an ad of hate or racism or bigotry. I just certainly not maliciously or consciously. The campaign Stop Hate for Profit urges businesses to cease advertising on Facebook services in July and is critical of Facebook's record on policing its platform. So they're not censoring enough? Is that it? Among the major brands signed up for the campaign's Facebook ad boycott are telecom giants Verizon, Patagonia, Ben & Jerry's, and the car manufacturer Honda. According to a list of companies signed for the boycott compiled by Sleeping Giants, Levi's and Lululemon have also pledged not to advertise on Facebook next. React to the raft of advertisers boycotting Facebook. Zuckerberg unveiled new measures for countering voter suppression, misinformation, and other content deemed harmful. I'm still confused what Facebook did so wrong. They're not somebody says something racist on their platform and it's not immediately banned. We already restrict certain types of content and ads that we allow in regular posts, but we want to do more to prohibit the kind of divisive and inflammatory language that has been used to sow discord, Zuckerberg said in a post yesterday. So today we're prohibiting a wider category of hateful content and ads. Okay. Not directly related, but the result is the same. We had several people ask about this who are minorities or considered disadvantaged groups and stuff like that. You keep asking, should I take advantage of affirmative action? And I say yes to a point. Because if we abandon meritocracy and hard work, the people who get promoted are going to be the people who are wickedly corrupt, wickedly backstabbing, and it's going to become a mental ward. It's going to be an insane asylum. It's going to become Arkham. Because if you're promoted based on your race or affirmative action, or the corporation is so obsessed with virtue signaling that they throw out competency and meritocracy and fairness, that somebody gets promoted and says, see, we got this person with this trait and the other trait, so we're not these isms or ists. For those of you who are hardworking minorities, who are meritocratic, you're going to be an insane asylum. So yeah, maybe you want to go work for the Big Four. Maybe you want to go work for Unilever or Facebook. You get your experience. You get your 4 to 5 years of experience. You hone your skill. You sharpen your teeth again. But you don't want to be leading these companies. You don't want to be in management. because it's going to be insane. It's going to be inept. And inevitably, if you got these delusional psychopathic captains in charge of these ships, they're going to sink them. And so, even though this isn't directly related to affirmative action, you have a company. We are so obsessed about this. God, it's not a cult. What is it? Insanity, mental illness. That the vast majority of people are not bigots. The vast majority of people want everyone to do well. The vast majority of people want, like, no, Facebook, why would you, a logical human being would be like, you're sitting at the NAACP. You say, what, Facebook rent? No, come on, that's not right. What? No, he's on the left. It must be a misunderstanding. There's no sanity anymore. There's no adulthood. Just like there's in schools, there's a zero tolerance policy. So the principle is completely pointless or useless because there's no judgment. There's no human element. There's no wisdom involved. Now it's the same thing. It's a script. Everything's racist. So now that everything's ist or ism, everything's racist or whatever, they can't function. Think Mark Zuckerberg and the programming team have a little bit more important stuff to do. And getting back to my original point, what else could Facebook be doing that's actually productive rather than running to what is essentially a bunch of people crying wolf? Unless I'm unaware, like it didn't provide it in this article, like did something really racist happen at Facebook? Like something really bad happen? It's not to defend the Zuck, but I have a hard time believing a large corporation, let alone head up by a leftist, would do anything untowards minorities or females, or anyone for that matter. But now they're going after him. He added the company was specifically prohibiting claims that people of specific races, nationality, and minority groups pose a threat to others under its advertising policy. Well, were ads getting thrown in there accidentally? I would hope that the various groups that are boycotting this, could Coca-Cola, their marketing, not get on the horn and say, hey, this is the senior vice president of marketing. I need to talk to Mark. Hey, Mark, we got some ads running here on that. You mind tinkering with your algorithm? Oh, geez. Thanks, Frank. I'm sorry. No problem, Mark. We'll see about it. No. It's got to be immediately victim politics. It's got to be. This is happening at the CEO level of Fortune 100 companies. This is why you don't want to work for corporate America. Okay? Because of this shit. You're a rookie. You're a noob. You got to learn how to fire the gun, learn how to fire the howitzer, learn how to drive a tank. Okay, once you got that down, once you got your skill, you get the fuck away from these big companies and you go work for a small to medium-sized company where this insanity doesn't work, where this insanity isn't. Ideally self-employed. Again, no matter what your skin color. Because God Almighty, you do not want... I mean, think about it. Here's our good buddy Atham. And then there's Juan. Juan's working on his own. He's fixing up his con. Atham, I don't want to say where he works. He works his nighttime shift. He does do Windows though too. He's just doing his thing. He's having his life. And the people that are going to be stuck in this you thought corporate America was bad before? Holy shit. You will have PTSD. I guarantee you. You will have PTSD after working any significant length of time in mid to upper levels of a corporate America, large corporation, because of this bullshit. Meanwhile, so, nah. I'll work security until I'm dead before I ever become CEO of any significant size company. Never. I'll never go back. I'll just work security and play my video game, write my books. Facebook founder also said newsworthy content that would otherwise violate the platform's rules, including statements from politicians, would now be labeled and kept up unless it incited voter suppression or violence. Oh, God, get off Facebook. Just get off Facebook. There's no reason. Also along the same insanity, this is a little bit dated. This is from the 7th of June. CNN, 15% pledge calls on Target, Whole Foods, and other retailers to dedicate shelf space to Black-owned businesses. Target, by the way, could not be more bowing down in social justice, virtue signaling warriory. Look at their diversity and inclusion gal. And it did nothing. Now, of course, Target is founded in the Twin Cities, and they have a lot of Targets across the nation, but they just got torched. They shut them down all the way out in the burbs. And now they're going like, hey, remember how we destroyed? Yeah, we want 15% more. They'll cave. I bet you they'll cave. I bet you they will. So there you go. Let's get back to the super chat so I don't fall too far behind. Just one. DJ Aftershock, $2. Saw BLM's her story on their webpage. No, I don't. Is it going to be anything intellectually honest or real, or is it just going to be more propaganda? I'm not going to. Her story. It doesn't even have to be BLM's. It's her. Oh, I see your agenda already. I see it. I got it. I don't need it. No, I don't need to hear it. I did not. I'm not going to click on it. I'm not going to. Guys, you don't have to. Just because. How can we put it? Remember when CNN and the mainstream media was like all we had, and it was there. That meant it was real. It was on TV. Now this doesn't matter. I know all that you see on TV now is left-wing news. That's all you saw anyway to begin with, at least from the official news sources. And now it's the latest. And then it was coronavirus. Then it was Russia. Then it was coronavirus. Now it's the riots and Black Lives Matter and all that. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters in a certain sense, but people are not tuning into CNN. People aren't tuning into cable news anyway. People are tuning out. ESPN, they went hard left. Oh, they had to go with the rate because I don't know what. Is that all that people have for marketing ideas? I guess the same people who are in charge of coming up with new movies in Hollywood are the same one that come up with marketing ideas for news and television. Nothing new. Oh, racism. Oh, politics. There's a whole world of life without racism or politics. Or in this case, sexism. Sexual politics, I guess, if you want to call it that. I'm going to watch the Fishing Channel. I'm going to watch the HGTV. I'm going to go and do my metal detecting. You don't have to click on it. You don't have to log into Facebook. You don't have to log into Twitter. You could just let those people be. And when you realize how few, and not few they are, but they're few, but they're not as big as they seem. You think they're big because they're on this. You think I'm some big guy. Hey, it's Cappy. Holy shit, I'd like to meet Cappy. You'll meet me like, hey, he's just a regular dickhead like me. Yeah. Don't let this screen fool you. I'm just a schmuck behind a microphone. That's it. And so are they. Oh, they got their things and they're very popular. You see them on the board. Yeah, because what else they going to do? That doesn't mean people are watching them. The dipshits, ESPN, only because if you're going to go to a restaurant or a bar, they got the ESPN. I'm like, turn that off. Like, give me this. And I turned it to Gunsmoke. No one's watching them. It's like the dental. No one reads that cover of Newsweek. No one watches the sports. They're not watching the game, but they're not watching the sports analysis. No one's watching CNN. Nobody. And you guys don't have to, some dipshit journalism major who never worked a job in their life. I'll give you another one. I forgot how I got into it, but Vox and not Vox Day, Vox and BuzzFeed laid off a bunch of people. I'm like, whatever happened to those people who wrote articles about me on the Mad Max boycott? And so I searched it. It was pretty easy to find those articles, and I just clicked on the profiles of a couple of the people who were, you know where they are? Unemployed. Freelance journalists, that means unemployed. That means not getting by. That means living off of mom and dad. That means living off of government dole. All right. And I looked at their Twitter profiles and this and that and their social media presence. Nobody was even as big as me. These two kids did a video one time. They're nobodies. But my God, you thought I grabbed my dick and fucked the globe by the North Pole because I said I'm not going to go see a feminist movie. That was the news. Everybody who wrote a thing about the dentist that killed Cecil, the lion. No, he remembers the doctor. Just remembers Cecil the lion. Yeah, go watch their Nobody's. Just because they say it's something doesn't mean it is. That's just what's put in front of you on the boob tube. Turn off the boob tube. Go walk around. Go hike. Go fish. Go metal detecting. Go put rear view mirrors up on trucks. And just because this is on Facebook, what if you didn't watch Facebook? What if you didn't go on the Twitter? I tried advertising on Facebook. I got nothing. I tried doing Google AdWords. Nothing. Maybe I'll try it again, but I was like, boy, that's a waste of time. The best rate of return you're going to get, as I found, is you go advertise on podcasters and influencers directly who are at least going to be receptive enough to get back to you. I strongly recommend Better Bachelor. You want boosted sales? Better Bachelor. Tom Likas, Terrence Popp. If he's not too busy, he'll give you a plug, a Rolo will, but it's got to be a good product. Turd Flinging Monkey. All right. Maybe not a huge, expansive reach. Sandman. I mean, all these are within my sphere and people, but these are the ones that would plug me. Masculine Geek probably be happy to have you. They don't have a huge reach, but they'll get some reach. What else? Masculine Geek, Black Brigade. I'm sure DT will start taking money. Jack Napier. Rob says, a couple bucks. They're not going to have a huge, but they'll get. I'll take your money. Mark sent me I got a new sponsor, new advertiser. I got to get to him. And then I had a coffee. He didn't pay, but I was going to promote him anyway because who doesn't like coffee? I should hang on for a second. Let me get to my podcast. I want to make sure I'm not missing any podcast outline. Here we go. Pushing around, pull right guts, on cones. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll find that somewhere else. But you don't have to tune in. And I'm not going to click on her story. There's been a billion of those. And you know who clicked on those? Girls who want to believe they're oppressed and that they truly ran the world in an alternative history. I don't care. We're going to talk about Bass Reeves. I'll tune into Bass Reeves. It's not about Bass Reeves. Here's another thing I don't want to hear. She's the first, or person is the first type of person to XYZ. I don't want to know about the first type of person to do XYZ. I want to know about the first person to do XYZ. I don't care if it's the first Latino. I don't care if it's the first female. I don't care if it's the first white guy. I want to know who the first person was because that's human accomplishment. And if that happens to be disproportionately white males, so be it. Right? It throws down the gauntlet. Hey, dude, the first person to XYZ was a black dude. All right. The first person to ABC was a female. The first woman with one leg whose name started with a vowel in 1897. Shut up. Don't care. Do not care. So I don't care about her. Her story is like affirmative action history. It's already been done, but the first woman too. I don't care. I don't care. I am impressed, however, with female MMA, like Ronda Rousey and all those gals. That's some cool. There's some real pioneers. What's her name? Calamity Jane. Okay. The gal that dressed like a guy. France. What was her name? Joan of Arc. Well played indeed. First woman to canoe across Lake Michigan going east to west, whose name started with a consonant but ended with a vowel. Time lapse for $5. Where's that picture, time lapse? That looks like Utah or Arizona. That's a beautiful picture, by the way. What are your thoughts on leftists tearing down statues? It's stupid. Are we going to tear down Crazy Horse because he killed some white people? What do we? Why? Nobody's pure. It's just leftists are going to left. What are you going to do? I really don't care. I checked out. I'm going to die in 20 years. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to get worked up about this. I mean, like if it was Hitler, yeah, or Saddam Hussein when they tore that down, or taking down Lenin, yeah, I could see that. Tyrants and dictators. Is that all we got for the super chats? Cool. Speaking of her story, this was a perfect example of the right being intellectually dishonest, of brown journalism coming from the right. This is from CSN News. Shell to become shield for International Women's Day. This is from March. It's a little dated, but I want to read. Shell Oil Company is commemorating International Women's Day by temporarily changing its name. On March 8th, Shell will become Shield with the simple addition of an apostrophe to show that small gestures can motivate and deliver big messages. The name change will include a logo change at a gas station in San Dimas, California, whose executive leadership team includes a duo of female entrepreneurs. The team is also the largest distributor of Shell-branded oil in the state. These changes are, Shell's social media channels will feature the new Shield logo on March 8th to bring more attention to the She Will initiative. And changes occurring at the San Dimas location. In recent years, Shell has committed to improving gender equity by increasing female representation on the board of directors from 8% to 33% over the past 5 years. The company said it also seeks to close the gender gap in engineering and technology through education, engagement, and awareness across the organization and industry. Why don't you start at K through 12? How about that? The current US CEO, Gretchen Watkins, is its second female chief executive in the brand's history. Shell's other, but I'm not going to look up Gretchen Watkins. I'm just going to assume she's eminently qualified. Shell's other efforts include helping women develop their careers, sharpen their leadership skills, and overcome potential workplace obstacles for programs like Women's Career Development, Senior Women Connect, and Gender Gap Stories. How much? You don't need these things. You're lifting the bar for these women. You are not making them stronger. I'm not making you lifting the bar for them to jump. I'm saying you're lifting the weights for them so they never develop the strength. What you need to do is start at kindergarten and knock it off with the women are great and amazing and perfect. Say, no, you're equals now, and you're all going to, STEM is this. And I know you girls may want to do that, but that's going to end up in, we have to be honest with children. That's when you start. Because by the time they're 16, they already got in there. They're amazing and great. And they're oppressed, by the way. And they can't get ahead without everyone like just basically flattening the forest for them and putting down a nice paved road with a little push cart for them. And then they major in stupid shit. And then they wonder why they're not the CEO of a show. This, if they're already working for you, it's too late. Unless they're an engineer, unless they're a geologist, it has to start early on. And taking full-grown women and having this sob fest, this is amazing and brave and courageous and great. That is not going to help them. You need to start when you plant the seed to make them grow up to be big, strong stem trees. And if you lower their standards, they will be weak saplings for the rest of their days. And then they just have to be handheld. I wonder, does Gretchen Watkins really believe in this? Bet you if Gretchen Watkins is the CEO, she wasn't around when the affirmative action, she must have battled her way up. She's probably older than me. Does she think this is going to help? Is this like rich parents thinking throwing their kids money is what's going to make them strong, independent people? The kind of future I hope for all girls is what we get to a point in time where we aren't even having the conversation about gender equality in the workplace because we're already living in an environment where it's 50-50, said Patty Lanning, a female employee at Shell. Really, Patty? Are you an engineer? When women major in engineering at the same rates of men, then this will go away. But having initiatives and conferences and touchy-feely hug sessions is not going to do it. Based in Houston, Shell is an affiliate of Royal Dutch Shell PLC, a global group of energy, blah, 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 blah. So that's that. Maybe it wasn't, convenience store news. I'm sorry. Now you go here, and it's just one. I thought it was Christian Science news. No, it's convenience store news. Here's the truth. It's only one Shell gas station that's doing this. A female-owned and operated Shell gas station in San Dimas will mark International Women's Day by changing the Shell logo to Shield as part of the company's new initiative. So those two women that were on the Power Report, they're just co-owners of this gas station, which is good. I'm glad to see women running gas stations. Yes, please own businesses by all means. But it's just this one gas station. And so the news made it sound like Shell Corporation has all turned their name to Shield. And so it seemed too saucy. See, journalists making it seem more than it is. More good news. Microsoft lays off journalists to replace them with AI. May 30th, 2020. Microsoft News and MSN is increasingly being run by robots. Missiles flying from flying robots. Microsoft is laying off dozens of journalists and editorial workers at its Microsoft News and MSN organizations. The layoffs are a part of a bigger push by Microsoft to rely on artificial intelligence to pick news and content that's presented on MSN.com. You people are so dumb and so brainwashed and so scripted, so robotic, so NPC. You literally can be replaced by robots, by software. I mean, this has got to be the ultimate insult to all you journalists out there, you journalism majors, that you are so unthinking, so unoriginal, that you could be replaced with a robot. And it's journalism. This isn't like pick up the pallet and move it here. This isn't like deliver something to an address. A drone can do that. This isn't self-driving cars. This is supposed to be something called the news, editorials, a human creation. You're being replaced by robots because for the most part, you guys are. As, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Bender says, all right, meatbags, you're just meatbags. Bender has more intelligence than you guys. Inside Microsoft's Edge browser and in the company's various news apps, many of the affected workers are part of Microsoft's SANE Search Ad News Edge division and are contracted as human editors to pick up stories. Like all companies, we evaluate our business on a regular basis as Microsoft. Oh, they're editors. A Microsoft spokesperson says in a statement, this can result in increased investment in some places and from time to time redeployment in others. These decisions are not the result of the current pandemic. While Microsoft says the layoffs aren't directly related to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, media businesses from across the world have been hit hard by advertising revenues plummeting across TV, newspapers, online, and more. Why you should advertise with your favorite podcasters and pals. Seriously, like what is Facebook? We analyze the demographics and we target the fuck you do. You did jack fuck all shit. Business Insider first reported the layoffs on Friday and says that around 90 jobs are affected in the U.S. Microsoft News job losses are also affecting international teams. The Guardian reports that 27 are being let go in the UK. Oh, Guardian. After Microsoft decided to stop employing humans to curate articles on its home pages. Microsoft has been in the news business for more than 25 years after launching MSN all the way back in 1995. The launch of Microsoft News nearly 2 years ago, Microsoft revealed that it had more than 800 editors working from 50 locations around the world. Does MSN even make money? Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. And here's some clickbait that I'm not going to click on. They're putting up statues of Lenin in Germany. Are they? Ed Wolf, hang on. Lenin statues. I'm okay if the world suffers another 70 years of communism. Controversial Lenin statue erected in German city. A far-left party in Germany has elected a controversial statue of the tiny Marxist-Lenin party of Germany. Territory, former West Germany. Oh, let's go tear that down. That guy killed way more. So you know what should really be done is you kidnap the statue and then you travel around the world with it and take different pictures with them with, Santa Claus hat, you're at Disney World with Lenin. And how big is it? It says, is the party tiny or is it? Okay. It's real size. 7 feet. That's going to weigh a lot. We could do it. Americans can do it. We go in there. We'd return it. We wouldn't steal it. We'd just return it. But we just take it around. We show them at Disneyland, all these corporate places, have them put swim trunks on them, It's... You can't give it. Judd Grover, $2. Truly equal woman retroactively sign up for a draft. Yeah, well, there's also a niceness of just letting go of it all. Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. Go do it. Because again, I'm doing Operation Evil. The water is flowing this way. I keep trying to have it go that. No, it's flowing this way. It's flowing that way for a reason. So I'm just going to go with the flow. I've done my fair share to help out everybody of every stripe, be it your race or your politics or your gender or whatever. I've done my fair share. Now, after I've told you to eat your Brussels sprouts, I'm going to feed you full of heroin and ice cream. And I don't care if women, I don't. Me and DT, we did a segment on his podcast 2 days ago about Frida Kahlo and just what a miserable person she was. Just what a miserable person she was. And women are wearing her shirt, kind of like a Che Guevara. Oh, a lot of leftists, they just worship her. They just worship her. And you could get angry, these women, she is a Marxist and a communist. Let them work. Let them go wear their Kahlo shirt. Let them do it. They're not happy. Let them be miserable. Let them be fat. By the way, the two women that I saw, curiously enough, 24 hours within each other, also within 600 yards of each other, were wearing Kahlo shirts. I found that odd. But they were both fat, coincidentally. Let them. Don't even fat shame anymore. No fat shaming. No, not even. Now, people say it's fat shaming. I say it's called voicing your preferences, stating your preferences. Philosophically, it's why would you be obese? That's bad for you. Big is beautiful. Yep, you got it. You go, girl. You go. You should major and get a triple doctorate in philosophy and early childhood education. You should major in creative writing too. Yes, go. Go. But they're not going to sign up for the draft. All right, final article of the day from the Lusk Herald, Lusk, Wyoming, out in the middle of nowhere. The title is A Family Affair. Richard Jones, DDS, that's a dentist, and Judy Jones celebrated 39 years of marriage on June 19th. Fittingly, they celebrated the milestone in their Lusk dental practice, where Judy works as an office manager and their daughter Emily is the dental assistant. Is that nice? Emily's already got a skill. More than any gal who's 40 years old with her master's degree. Being a dental assistant pays. That's a good skill to have. Before moving their practice to Lusk in January, the family lived and worked in Laramie. That's to the southwest of Lusk. After putting 3 daughters to the University of Wyoming, Richard and Judy were ready to settle down somewhere outside of the college atmosphere. Richard said he downscaled his practice from 5 operatory chairs to 2 in an effort to slow down. Our goal is to interact with patients, Richard said. When you're in a fast-paced conveyor belt dentistry, where you need to hit a certain amount of income. You don't have time to sit and chat, and we like that here. The story of how the Jones family moved to Lusk is a funny one, Judy said. Driving from Laramie to Minnesota to see her family, Judy would drive through the Black Hills in the coolest little town called Lusk. Yeah, that's the quickest way. Yep. If you're in Laramie, you shoot up 25, cut over. Talking with the patient in Laramie. No, she didn't move to Minnesota. Oh my God, I like this little town with the communist flags and the regulations and the masks and the people all guilty for being white. She learned there were no dental practices in all places. Lusk, really? Something just clicked at work, Judy said. We're very happy and hopeful. The Luskites, that's pretty good, are just as pleased as we are. Richard, who used to be a geologist and a geophysicist in the oil industry, said he's glad he no longer works in solitude for a big corporation. He prefers being a dentist, working independent. Boy, he made a jump in careers there. Notice he didn't try to bro it up like, dude, I got into like flipping dental practices, and then like I got into drop shipping and trading stock options, and I was an EMT. Before moving further west, he went to dental school in Chicago and Indianapolis. Moving from city to city, the Jones family has always worked in the office together, but this is the first time it's been just the three of them. At times, it's difficult to separate the roles of family members and coworkers, but Emily said she wouldn't have it any other way. Wow. A man and a woman meet, and they like each other. Then they get married. Then they get married. Then they make it with the Bam Bam. Then they have children. Then he majors in something worthwhile to begin with. Then he becomes a dentist. And now they're stable. And because of the business acumen of the wife, it's like, let's go where there's no... And their daughter is gainfully employed too. And they're together still after 39 years of marriage. Wonder if there's something to that. Under a good doctor and a good front desk who can answer any insurance question, every patient that leaves his place leaves happy as a clam, Emily said. Seeing that as that is a motivator. This is a network that works. This family business works. I enjoy having them around because they're people I could count on, Richard added. Richard Jones, DDS, is located on South Valiance Avenue in Lusk. Well, it's going to be hard to miss it. There's like only two roads that really go through Lusk. I might go get my teeth cleaned there one of these days. I should see what a tooth cleaning costs. Because my dentist in Minneapolis, she's pretty pricey. She, by the way, yes, women, you can do it. I once again encourage all women to go into STEM and engineering and make lots of money and close the wage gap. But I want to close the wage gap doing what my passion is. I want to go be a marine biologist. I want to go and become a teacher. All right, that's it. Any other super chats? Are we done? Judd Grover, where's that? Scrolling. All right, we are done. Everyone bow your heads. Dear great and merciful Coronachan, thank you for your non-sentient and zero fucks given truth. The teeth and threats that have been missing so much in the real world that are yet necessary for us to value life, acknowledge truth, and love our fellow man. May your nature continue to expose the evil and parasitic among us, the lazy and those that put themselves above all others, our slave masters who have kept us enslaved, teachers who can be replaced by YouTube, and the stupid and unprepared who ride for toilet paper when there is none. Bless us, O great Coronachan, and reward us, specifically those of us who are smart enough to have a 1-month supply of toilet paper and who stocked up on 556 ammo as a matter of basic insurance policy. And may thine blessing come in the form of lower asset prices, less boomers, less traffic, cheap gas, and near-free airline flights. In thy name, Wuhan, Wuhan, amen. And that, what, Juan? Yeah, you know about the Corona prayer. Of course you do. And that is it. I'm out of here. Toodles.